My name is Mariah Furman. It has been 4 years since I've stopped playing Bakugan. I am now in my 20s and I've been trying to live my life as a mature adult. My Bakugan days have long since been over since I grew up. Something, however, through has been bothering me, yet I try to keep myself. It's been almost a month since my brother, Keith Furman, had been missing. I'm not sure why he decided to isolate himself from me this time, even after we reunited in the Bakugan gaze. I already forgiven him for what he has was a Spectra phantom. Oh God, Spectra. Hearing that name still makes my blood run cold, but I'd rather think of who Keith really is than his alter ego. I sometimes have flashbacks of when he was Spectra, that damn red mask that always stares directly at me, but I try to push that aside. I'd rather not reflect on the past too much. One afternoon, I went out asking if anyone had seen my brother, Keith. I sadly got no answers. Sign, I assume he's gone missing ever since he snuck out at night, yet no one ever saw him. It was very strange. Usually there were some witnesses, so someone would have seen him, right? There was no way to say he had been that stealth and sneaking off unless he has a good practice with being stealthy, making zero noises or zero tripping on anything. One night when I went to bed though, I began to have this strange nightmare. It wasn't my first time either. These nightmares I was having were rather eerie and a bit terrifying. It was about me walking in some never-ending hallway, and all I could hear was a faint eerie sound of what sounded like a pipe organ playing non-stop. Each time I tried to look away from it, my body refused and only lured me to where the sound's coming from, as if I was hypnotized by its music and unable to escape from its spell. Its music only got louder and louder, and I swore I heard faint screams too as I got closer and closer. The screaming I heard was so familiar. One of them sounded like Dan, my friend back in the Bakugan Git days. I eventually woke up panting and sweating. My heart was racing and I was hyperventilating a little. Not often I do get anxiety nor panic attacks. Not in such a long time. It took me almost a minute to calm myself and recollect my thoughts, asking myself why the hell am I having these nightmares. The next morning was when I decided to go to therapy. I rarely ever went to therapy, but now that I feel I have no choice as I think my anxiety is slowly getting worse. After hours of talking as well as talking about my missing brother and the disturbing nightmares I have been having, it was confirmed that I've been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I was even prescribed medication, but as I got home, I didn't think the medication was helping me either way. I took one dose before carrying on with my day. I felt no side effects or change. The nightmares only seemed to get worse for me. It was the same exact thing. Me walking in a never-ending hallway that would stretch wider with each step I took, my body refusing to turn back as I'm being pulled by the strings like a puppet. I hear more screams and the faint sound of the pipe organ grew louder. I woke up again, sweating and panting, tears welling in my eyes. How long has I been since I cried? It didn't matter. I started to break down as I choked sobs to escape from me. I'm slowly feeling like I am losing my sanity here, like I'm being haunted, but I'm not sure who or what is haunting me. Once morning came, that's when I decided to go and find my brother for his once servant, now loyal trusted friend Gus Graff. Of course, he probably won't be sure where my brother Keith was last seen, but I needed to at least talk with someone who was close with my brother when he was under the Spectra persona. That evening, I walked into a restaurant that Gus wanted me to show up. Surprisingly, he had been patiently waiting for me this entire time. I slowly sat down beside him, and a sigh escaping me. Gus could see it in my eyes. I looked terrible, tired, depressed, and he showed concern for me, what felt like the first time. Have rough for you lately, hasn't it? Gus spoke with a genuine concern. I nodded, not sure what else to say next, so I let him continue talking. I may not know where your brother Keith was last seen. He has been avoiding me. I tried contacting him, but I got no answer. I'm here, though, if that's what's bothering you. You're not the only one worried for him. He's my closest friend I've ever met, even when he was Spectra. Gus let out a bit of a chuckle to try and somehow be a bit amusing in the conversation. But even I liked him when he was himself. I started to sniffle, tears welling up in my eyes again. Gus took an instant notice of this, and his smirk faltered. "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you about it. I hope what I said wasn't too much." He spoke apologetically, worried about upsetting me. Hiccuping a bit through choked sobs, I reply, No, I just miss him. It's been a month. Who knows what could have happened to him? And what if everyone just forgot he ever existed? Except you and I." I bury my face into my hands and my sobs continue. Not to mention I've been having endless nightmares for weeks, and that is almost the same thing over and over again. Gus slowly put his hands on my shoulders. "Mind telling me what the nightmares are about?" He then asked me. It sounded almost professional of him, the most caring side of him I saw for the first time. Never-ending hallway, the eerie song of a pipe organ playing, and screams from my friends. I can't turn back from it. It always refused to let me leave and look away. I spoke through choked sobs. Gus's heart skipped a beat when I fully described my endless nightmare. He then swallowed before slowly moving his hands from my shoulders and slowly taking my hands off from my face. He held my hands in a very gentle way. His kindness as he was showing me was so unexpected, yet at the same time, I knew this was genuine concern he was showing. "Mariah, I should maybe tell you this. You may not believe me, so you may need to see for yourself." I was confused as to what he meant, but I let him continue. Gus cleared his throat. "There is this haunted mansion I stumbled across, and I heard rumors of those who entered it never came back. I passed it a few times, and I could sometimes hear the faint noises of a piano organ playing inside. It gave me an unnerving feeling someone or something is haunting in there, playing it. Each time I passed this mansion, the organ only played when I or someone else passed by. When I heard it, I have this off feeling it would be my close friend inside that mansion, and Oregon was daring me to enter with this eerie tune, but I fought better and decided against it. I was rather afraid to risk my life going in there, as I wouldn't know who or what will await me." I was slightly frozen in terror when he went into detail about this mansion, and he saw my expression. "Do you think my brother could be in there?" I asked, my voice shaky. "I'm not for certain if he is, but if you ever think about going there, please be careful. Once you enter, there is no escape," Gus replied. My heart raced and my eyes started to get hazy again. I felt like I was going to hyperventilate again, but I tried to keep it back. "If anything happens to me, know that I will always care about you. I know my brother meant a lot to you, too," I replied as I held Gus's hands one final time before I exited out of the doorway. I hope you find what you're looking for," Gus replied, despite me already out the door. That night I got onto my bike and decided to make my way to that mansion. It was windy and rainy. Lightning flashed and loud thunder boomed loudly. It was very hard to see where I was going with the wind blowing and the rain in my face, but each lightning flash helped me with a little to see where I was going. The ride to this mansion almost looked about an hour, but eventually I arrived, parking my bike and getting off. I slowly looked up. This mansion was huge, and I mean very huge. No wonder Gus refused to go inside. The giantness of it, though, wasn't the scary part. I started to hear it, the quiet, eerie song of the organ playing. My blood ran cold, and I heard it. I wanted to turn back and leave the other part of me to know that if my brother was trapped there. I slowly approached the door and knocked. It slowly opened on its own, and it caused me to flinch a little. Slowly I walked in, and as I did, the door closed on its own, making me jump. My focus on the door was immediately interrupted through when I heard the familiar, eerie tune again. The pipe organ's quiet, eerie tune echoed within the mansion. I was frozen in trance-like state, sweating dripping from my face slightly. This was the exact same pipe organ that played non-stop in nightmares. When I slowly started walking to where the tune was coming from, and as I did took notice of the various objects and paintings of the mansion itself. Some of the paintings were neatly done. I tried to keep my focus on them while I trying to ignore the eeriness of the pipe organ, but no matter how hard I tried, my gaze focused back on the falling pipe's organ tune. Gus was most likely right. This mansion is haunted, and anyone who entered never came back, and possibly died. Died is what really got me. Panicking, I turned my way and tried to leave, but my body refused as I was forced to keep walking. Following the sound of the tune, I felt that I wasn't in control of my own body movements anymore, and now I know I am the next victim to go missing because I was stupid to listen to Gus's warning, but I had to find my brother. As I was lured further, the pipe organ's tune grew louder and louder. No never-ending hallway, no screams like in my nightmares. I clenched my shaking fists tight as I started to sweat. The tune got louder, meaning I was getting closer. Eventually, I stopped at a pitch-dark entrance, the pipe organ's room. I walked inside slowly, and I got a look at this pipe organ, and it was monstrous. It had the design of a large vampire bat-looking beast with glowing eyes holding what looked to be notes. Each note hit, its pipes would activate and let out a steam on each note. I then suddenly saw something behind that was playing the pipe organ. I froze as I saw two glowing red dots peering from the darkness. "I've been waiting for you, Myra." That voice sounded familiar. My heart skipped a beat. Then slowly, I saw the figure slowly approach, stepping out of the darkness. My eye pupils nearly shrinked as I saw who it was. I felt my own heart drop. "Keith?" I spoke shakily, slightly quiet voice. "Oh, no, no, no." He clicked his tongue, shaking his head in mock disapproval and almost mock pity as he spoke in a very low tone. "Keith is not here anymore again." Then he smirked, as I expected the moment I saw that damn red mask from before. My brother Keith Furman was back as a Spectra Phantom again. My body shook in both anger and fear. "Why are you gone for months? Why did you just abandon me again? I thought we could be a family again." I suddenly snapped, my fists clenched so tight and shaking. "Do you really think this is about family?" Spectra replied. "Did you really think that I cared about all that's happened? Thinking I could just change and be back in your life again?" His voice was low, but slightly raising his voice as he continued. "You were always the weakest sibling in the family while I ran off forgetting about my troubles and my past. Why didn't you just move on and forget about me?" Hearing those words from my brother Keith, but no, hearing those words from his alter ego Spectra made my heart shatter. My eyes teared up. I tried to keep them back, but I failed. I couldn't forget about you. I then spoke, a choked sob escaping my throat. "I was worried about you for a month when you went missing. I barely had any sleep or anything because I was worried sick. I don't care about anymore if you're Spectra again. Keith, you're my brother, and I always loved you no matter what. Please just come home. You don't always have to keep running from me." Spectra then started to chuckle. "Oh, Mariah, I know how much it hurts you, and you can't just stay away from me and live your own life." He then lets out a dramatic sigh. "Such a shame, even just as I hoped you and Gus would just forget about me. But no, as soon as your friends entered here, I had no other choice. I just had to do it. I had to do the pipe organ instead. It works for me now. This is my new home." I froze when he mentioned about my friends. "What did you do to my friends?" I asked in a quiet whisper. Spectra's smirk only widened. "Let's just say my precious pipe organ there sealed their fates. Perhaps I can let you hear their screams?" He then snapped his fingers, so that's when I heard them. The screams just like in my nightmares. I heard Dan Kelso's screams, even screams from Bruno, Julie, Alice, Marcharo, Sean, and even many others I recognized. I took aback, attempting to get out of the pipe organ room, but as I did, the doors slammed shut on me. I tried to open them, but they wouldn't budge, as if they locked themselves up. Spectra chided mockingly, wagging his index finger. "Why escape when you can just start over from here? If you want me to stick around again, here you are now. We can be a family again on a fresh start." He then lets out a low chuckle. It was evil and sinister, not to mention cruel. I slowly began to start to hyperventilate, my anxiety levels rising. I felt like I was going to break again. I slowly felt my sanity levels lowering as I sunk onto my knees and held onto my head. I can only wish to do this in another nightmare. I was having this, but no, this time, it was real. Tears streamed down my face as I succumbed to my death trap and defeat. "Aw, what's wrong, Mariah?" Spectra asked hauntingly. "Are you finally accepting the truth?" His words echoed in my head as I let out shaky breaths, quietly sobbing. I was slowly going into the verge of hysteria at this point. My brother Keith, now back as Spectra Phantom, was in this mansion with this whole time, doing this evil pipe organ's and dirty work, killing off my friends, and now I know I'm next. Spectra slowly approached me with his hands behind his back. I felt him then lift my chin up as he put his index finger on my lips. "Shh, don't worry, I saved this last one just for you," he spoke, voice dropping into a low whisper. The pipe organ's eerie tune played again. One of the pipes activated steam and then it suddenly struck my nostrils, hitting me like poison. I felt my body slowly getting weak as slowly took over. The last thing I heard and saw was the pipe organ's final tune hitting my ears, and that damn red mask's red eyes glowing at the Spectra grinned sinisterly. 2 months later, Gus Grav heard the news. Myra Furman had been missing after going into that haunted mansion. The same mansion he told her about, and she was the only one who believed him, while the others found him crazy. Gus dropped to his knees because the truth is, she has died. She died looking for her brother, and just as she found him, he took her life with that pipe organ. Gus started sobbing. Tears streamed down his face. God knows how long it's been since he cried about when he warned Mariah about out entering there, and she dismissed his warnings because she wanted to find her brother. Gus felt guilty as he wished he could have stopped her or gone with her to die with her, but he didn't do it either. That night Gus got out to enter that mansion because if no one will believe him, then who will care if he goes missing next? As he made it to the mansion and entered inside, the first thing that greets him was the low eerie tune of the pipe organ waiting his arrival. When he saw who it was playing the pipe organ, his body froze and his heart dropped down to his stomach. Spectra smirked upon seeing Gus's arrival, his red mask glowing, showing 2 red dots that peered in the darkness as he spoke in a calm, yet imitating tone. "Welcome home, Gus," before the world around Gus faded to black.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.